The following production is produced by the State University of New York College at Oneonta.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Inside Red Dragon Sports. To kick off the second semester lineup, we invited guests from the men's and women's basketball teams to join us this evening. So please join me after the break where I'll be joined by tonight's first guest, senior Michael Grimes of the men's basketball team.
WUOW 104.7 FM is the region's premier radio station, offering award-winning programming from National Public Radio and Pacifica Radio networks, giving you the chance to become more informed about the arts, information, and entertainment from around the country and around the world. WUOW is your community radio station. Join us and support the sound.
Welcome back. Joining me now in studio is senior men's basketball player Michael Grimes. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks, Geoff.
Thanks for coming by today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started on our interview?
I'm from Albany, New York. I'm a senior here at SUNY Oneonta. I'm a political science major, and I attended Catholic Central High School.
Now, we're coming up to the last month of our season, kind of the grinding days of trying to fight for SUNYAC spots and whether we host, whether we're on the road for that SUNYAC tournament. Mm-hmm. Can you just kind of give us an idea of how we've gone till now? I mean, we're 12-4 now, and we're doing pretty well, off to a good start. How have you seen the season up to this point and maybe look going forward?
We started off the season great. We went down to Allentown and played in the Scotty Wood tournament at Muhlenberg College. We won that tournament. Then we went to Ithaca, and we beat Ithaca, who was I think, top 25 team all last year. We finished up the first semester 8-1, and we won the ECAC tournament down in Disney, which was a great experience. The guys had a great time. It was fun. And we hit a little bit of a rough patch right now. We lost 2 games in a row, 2 tough ones to New Paltz and Cortland. But we're right where we need to be. We're third, I think tied for third in the SUNYAC right now. And I think these last 9 games are going to finish it up pretty strong and hopefully be able to host.
Now, as a 4-year player for us, a senior all-conference player last year, how do you look as your role as that senior, being a leader and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I try to be a good leader to all the younger guys. You know what I mean? Set good examples and all that stuff. But we really do have we start, I think, three seniors and 2 juniors. We have a lot of veterans on our team, so it's not like I have to babysit a lot of the guys. They know what they're doing, and everyone kind of knows what they need to do, and most of the time it gets done. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, looking at our team now, like you said, I mean, we have 4 guys that are averaging in double figures. Added to you and Brian, who will be on the show a little later. Brian Hooks and even Shane Gillette is doing great at the point guard for us. How do you guys kind of fit together and work together to do what you do?
We're really balanced. We got a lot of different guys who can score. I mean, any night Hooksy can go off for a couple threes. Troy Talbot can score. No one can stay in front of him, and obviously Brian Beckford's a great player. We just have a lot of balance, and when we share the ball, I think we're at our best. But it's really tough kind of defend us because we can come at you so many different ways. We can shoot the 3, we can get to the basket, we can get out and run, and we can get the ball inside. So we're really balanced. It's really tough to defend. Now
it looks like with our 2 big guys, Kevin Walsh and Brian Beckford, we play a lot of high-low, as they say in basketball jargon. And a lot of teams have trouble matching up against us that way. And then, of course, you've got yourself and Brian Hooks on the outside. When you go into a game, is that what we try to establish first? Is that kind of maybe the inside stuff? And
yeah, I think most of the time Coach stresses to get the ball inside. Kevin and Brian are both having great years. Brian, obviously, you know what I mean? He's a 2-time SUNYAC Player of the Week, and he's just very tough to defend. And Kev, who I've been playing with for 4 years now, is having a great year. He does everything that you need to get done on the floor that maybe not shows up on the box score, but Kev's one of our most valuable players, and those two together are having a great year, and hopefully they can finish out strong.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin seems to be kind of an unsung kind of guy. Like you said, he's in the trenches. He's getting rebounds for us. He, puts in his 8 or 10 points that we need him to. And again, his first couple of years, he struggled a little bit, some injuries, and he's having a phenomenal year. And I think that's really complemented.
No, yeah, definitely. Kev's a huge asset to our team.
Now, your development as a player here for your 4 years. I mean, you came in as a freshman. What kind of expectations did you have, as a first-year player?
As a first-year player, I had pretty high expectations. I wasn't quite sure what I was getting into. I came here and coach recruited me, and I loved everything about the college. I loved all the guys when I came and visit. And I came here and I wanted to. I mean, I had high expectations for myself, but I got here and I realized that there's so many good, talented players in Division III basketball, maybe more than I even realized before I came. So it was definitely a wake-up call, but I worked hard, and Coach has always been really fair, and he always gives everyone a shot. And yeah, I've had a decent go so far.
Yeah. Now, have you seen yourself from your first year to now develop in different ways? I mean, what kinds of things?
Yeah. No. I think a weakness coming into college, I couldn't really shoot the 3-ball that well, but Coach has always told me that if you improve on that, it's just going to make you so much tougher to guard. And this year, I got a little confidence in my 3-point shot, and I'm being able to knock that down with a little more consistency. So I think that's a big part.
Now, so you think that that's probably been your biggest, where you've gotten better is really in your outside shooting?
Yeah, definitely, probably.
Now, as we go forward, other things you see yourself, I mean, with the off-season conditioning programs and the importance of doing that, that stuff. I mean, when we had Coach Medici on earlier back in the first semester, he talked about the off-season conditioning program and how this year, everybody really took it to heart and really did a great job in the weight room and playing some basketball, not coming in bad shape, even though there's a difference between working out and being in basketball shape, which I know you're aware. But can you talk a little bit about the conditioning program?
No, yeah. This season we had a pretty strong conditioning program. I mean, a couple times a week we were running around town. There's 12 guys. I mean, we'd run all through town a couple times, a couple miles a day. So I mean, that was good. And then every day we were in the gym. I mean, we would play 4-on-4, no dribbles, which is back to the fundamentals of basketball, and we'd be running in between. So everyone really did. They came in, everyone worked hard, and I think that attribute a big reason for our success so far.
Now, does that full participation? I mean, everyone was there, even?
No, I mean Coach can't be in the gym, obviously, but we called them captains practice, and for most, I mean, probably every day we had all 12 guys, and then the guys who are trying to try out, which is a really nice thing to have to show everyone, see how dedicated everybody was.
Now, do you think that that's allowed you to, I guess, maybe gel as a team or be more cohesive?
No, yeah,
on the floor?
It definitely has. It definitely has. Like our group of guys, we ever since I got here, I've been pretty lucky. All our teams have been pretty close, and we all hang out together. We all, we all root for each other. It's just a very good group, and like being here since August, it's kind of we all have been tight, and we all just know a lot about each other and know what people can do good and what people can't, and we just try to do what we can.
Now, people, not just the starting 5, but we also have a pretty solid bench. We have Derek Hahn, who comes off the bench and contributes, and like you said, Troy Talbot, who is a matchup problem for most of the guards in our conference and in the region. Maybe talk a little bit about those guys and how they've contributed to the overall success as well.
No, yeah, Derek came from SUNY IT, and he's been a great. He gets in there, he rebounds, he sets good screens. He's just a tough kid, a kid you love having on your team and love being your teammate. And then Troy, obviously, Troy's one of the best scorers I ever played with, and he gives you an added dimension that many teams at this level don't have.
Right, because he can play defense. I mean, because he can guard someone who's quicker.
Yeah.
But because of his quickness, I mean, I see, the games that we have, I can see that other guys are just going crazy. They're trying to guard him. So, going forward, what do you see in the last month? You got 9 games left in the regular season. We're fighting for that home court, so to speak, for a first-round game and potentially a Final Four, hosting the entire, semifinal and final. What are you hoping to accomplish during the last month?
Our goal at the beginning of the season was 20 wins, and we were right on pace with that at 8-1 to start the semester. Now we hit a little bit of bump. We're 12-4 now, but we don't go into any games thinking or expect to lose. I think that we can win every game out, and hopefully we finish out 21-4, get some national recognition, and hopefully win the SUNYACs. That's the plan.
Right, the SUNYAC and the SUNYAC is bunched at the top on any given night, as we've seen. Anybody can beat anybody. It seems like the league is a little more balanced this year. It doesn't, there's not one or two top teams, and we're in that mix. So you think that our goal is we're still on target?
No, yeah, definitely. I definitely have a lot of confidence in our team, and I think that if we do what we need to do, we listen to Coach, and we just take what he says and we go out and execute it, that there's no reason why we shouldn't accomplish it.
Right. Now, just now other things, basketball, 4-year student here at the college. You said you're a political science major. What kinds of things have been, the exciting parts of your student life?
No, I've definitely enjoyed a lot of the political science classes I've taken. I'm interested in politics a lot, and all the classes I've taken have really just kind of opened up my eyes to just a lot of things in the world of politics and in general. And I just enjoy all the classes I take here. They're really interesting, and the professors are great.
Now, during the recruiting process, obviously you guys have kids that come overnight, and you talk about the school. I mean, what kinds of things do you try and stress to kids that are looking at Oneonta?
Well, I try to. There's a lot of good, easy things to sell. I mean, a lot of kids, they come from like my area, Capital District. It's an hour away. It's right off. You know what I mean? Right on 88. I mean, it's education school, so there's plenty of girls around for the guy because we got guys coming. I always try to tell them that. But it's just a great school and great community, and I couldn't be happier. And I try to tell them that I never regret my decision coming here, and I think they would have liked it if they came here too.
Now, when you look back after you graduate, obviously you'd be an alum of the college. What thing would you like to really remember Oneonta for?
There's so many. I think just the friendships I gained over the course of being on the basketball team here. I still keep in touch with Billy Heslin, Kevin Reed, and those are seniors when I was freshman. And it means a lot to me to be able to say, like, these guys really are like my family. Like Edward Johnson, all these guys who I still can talk to. I can call them right now, and you know what I mean? It's just like they never left. And you really can't, I can't really imagine how much that means to me. It's pretty special to be a part of.
And I think that's, we've had other athletes on here talk about the same thing, the friendships they've gained, and they know that as they go through their lives after Oneonta, they know that they'll always be able to, like you said, pick up the phone and say, hey, how you doing, or how, what's going on. So, well, we certainly wish you good luck coming up this last month, and we hope we're still playing in March. So thanks for coming by today.
Thanks, Geoff.
And we'll have Brian on next after you, and we'll see what he has to say as well. So I'd like to thank Mike Grimes for coming by today. Stay tuned after the break, and I'll be joined by one of Mike's teammates, fellow senior, Brian Beckford.
Is there anyone that hasn't been touched by this disease? It seems everybody knows somebody that's battling cancer. Funding for research gives people hope. The fund is important to create as much money as we can for research to try to extend people's lives and perhaps even find a cure.
Support the V Foundation and the K. Yao Fund by donating at 1-800-4-JIMMY-V or jimmyv.org.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now in studio is senior Brian Beckford. Brian, I'd like to talk a little bit about practice and how Vince sets you guys up into a first and second team situation and how you think that works when you guys are drilling and scrimmaging.
It's actually very competitive. We do the starters against the guys that come off the bench, and it's very competitive. The guys that come off the bench are just as good. They challenge us every day, and it's fun.
Now, who off the bench gives you guys a good run?
Troy Towers. Yeah, he's quick. It's hard to guard. You have Derek as a big man, very tough, big, strong guy. It's a couple of guys off the bench that are quite good.
Mike, we were talking that Troy just seems to create matchup problems for other teams. He's just so quick.
Yeah, it's amazing what Troy can do with the basketball and how quick he is.
Now, as a leader, because of course Shane Gillette is our starting point guard, it seems like the two complement each other very well. A little different type of player. Shane likes to, he can shoot maybe a little better from the outside, and Troy's a little more driver, slasher kind of guy. Do you think that actually, how does that help our team?
I think it works perfectly. I feel like one does exactly what the other does, and the other does exactly what the other does, so it works perfectly. They're a great blend, and there's nothing more I can say about it. They're just great point guards.
Now, what you're majoring in?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. What kinds of things are you involved in, and what kinds of things maybe you're looking forward to after graduation?
Well, after graduation, I plan to apply for a state trooper job. I'm not sure what state exactly yet. I'm not sure where I want to live after college. That's why I haven't really jumped into that.
Right.
But
Now
I'm looking forward to that.
You come from Brooklyn?
Yes, from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, Oneonta.
Big difference, you know, it's a lot more, you know, people in the city, a lot more noise, stuff like that. But I like it out here. I'm a quiet kind of person.
Right.
And
So you found the
fits good.
transition pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty easy.
Now, what kinds of things would you, because we asked Mike about this, you guys are all involved in the recruiting process. We have guys that come overnight and stay. And what kinds of things do you talk about, you know, when the kids come and ask?
First, we let them know about, they'll ask questions about the campuses, like how's the life and the classes and things like that. Then you get into the basketball aspect as far as what to expect from coach and like what they have to do to play. And we just let them know. And Oneonta is a good place to come. So once you get out here and see what it looks like, it's not that hard. You know.
Now, I would suppose that you really let them know that the expectations are high for our basketball.
They are high, especially after coming off last season and hopefully continue to do what we're doing this season. They are high. Yeah.
Right. It seems like we're kind of in the mode now of trying to put the past. When Vince first got here, our men's basketball team was kind of, you know, sagging towards the bottom end of the SUNYAC, and now we're in a position where we're now at the top end of the SUNYAC. When kids come to campus, are those the things that you also talk about, that, you know, we're not, you know, we are one of the top teams?
Yeah, we are. And I think they recognize that. That's why I feel like the recruits are getting better as time is going on. So I think more and more kids are realizing that this is a top school and this is a place where the competition is very good.
Now, when you look back years from now, what kinds of things will you remember about Oneonta? You know, not just the basketball, but maybe the campus life and some of the programs.
The whole experience. My 2 years here at Oneonta has been very good. I love the town. I love the student body. It's just right. It's not too much going on, but it's just right. And of course, the team, the guys, you love that. The sports department has been great to me. So just the whole experience.
And a lot of our other student athletes that we've had on during the year have talked about the right fit. So it sounds like, you know, what you're just saying there is this really was a right fit for you, even though, again, I mean, big time basketball and D1 recruit, a lot of times that comes with a lot of stigmas, and you know, people just don't know how to react to that. But it seems like you've made that transition and fit in pretty well.
Yes, I have. And like I said, the Oneonta, along with the athletic department and the student body and the rest of the campus, has made it really easy for me.
Well, we certainly would like to thank you for coming by today and taking time, and we wish you good luck the rest of the year. And as I said to Mike, I hope we're playing in March in the NCAA tournament, because you guys are certainly capable as a team. We have some wonderful, talented players. So thanks for coming by today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank my guest, Brian Beckford, for joining me this evening. And after the break, I will be joined by our first women's basketball player, junior Mary Kate O'Connell.
Is there anyone that hasn't been touched by this disease? It seems everybody knows somebody that's battling cancer. Funding for research gives people hope. The fund is important to create as much money as we can for research to try to extend people's lives and perhaps even find a cure.
Support the V Foundation and the K Yao Fund by donating at 1-800-4-JIMMY-V or jimmyv.org.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me now is junior Mary Kate O'Connell. Mary, this year we have kind of a lot of newcomers on the team, 4 freshmen in particular. How does that work for you guys, and how have they fit into the team, and how do you think that's worked so far?
They were a little confused at first. I mean, there's a lot of new things. High school basketball is a lot different from college. There's a lot more plays that we have to run and just more defenses and like new concepts that they weren't used to, but they're catching up quickly. Now,
what kinds of, with the conditioning, off-season stuff, you know, how's that gone for them as well? Because obviously in high school, you know, maybe a lot of them weren't even involved in things like that.
Yeah, we did a lot over the summer, or we're supposed to, by ourselves. So I'm pretty sure they did it all because they came in really good shape, so it wasn't really a problem for them.
Now, do you see the 4 of them, you know, is there any 1, 2, or maybe the whole group, you see them being together for the 4 years and contributing to the basketball program?
Oh yeah, of course.
Now, during the recruiting process, when they came on campus, because everybody's kind of involved in that, all the student athletes. Could you tell when they came in that you thought that they would come?
Actually, one of them was really surprising that she was coming because she didn't look like she was having a good time when she was here, but we love her. It was Kate Wilverding. So we love having her here. And then I hosted Gabby, and I knew she was coming here. She was a ton of fun. So.
Yeah. Now, what other kinds of things do you talk to the recruits about when they're on campus? I mean,
we usually just like lay out where everything is. We talk about like the food and like what they want to get out of college. I usually ask questions to them to see what they're about first.
Right. Now, do they, like you said, Gabby was full of life or whatever she was like. Do most of them, are they apprehensive because it's just so new, and do they feel strange hanging around?
Yeah, you can tell sometimes they feel a little bit awkward, but that's because they don't know anyone there. They're all by themselves, so it makes sense, but they fit in very well.
Now, have their expectations from the time you guys started in October up until this point now, have you seen a change in the 4 players?
Yeah, at first they weren't really sure what to expect because we had a good season last season and they had a lot to live up to fill in that void, but they're doing very well with it.
Now, have their expectations changed? I mean, do they look towards next year, because of course you'll be a senior next year. Do they talk about those things like, oh, I can't wait after this year, working on some more things?
I think it's a little early in the season for them to talk like that, but because we're taking it one game at a time. So not yet. The expectations haven't really changed. Just win the SUNY this year. Right. There's not much to talk about next year.
Now, let's transition into that. We're entering the last 9 games of the regular season. We're tied for first place. Very important, these last 9 games for seeding purposes in the tournament, because the highest seed hosts the championship weekend.
Yep.
What are you looking for from the team as you move forward and from yourself?
Like I said, we have to take it one game at a time. We can't take any teams. Like, we've beaten some teams by 20 points, but they're just as dangerous the next game. We have to play as hard as we can every game and not take anything for granted. So.
No easy games.
No easy games.
Not in the SUNY.
Nope.
And at the end, we hope we're sitting on top so that people
Exactly.
can come to Oneonta instead of us going
yes,
elsewhere.
Exactly.
Which hasn't happened since they've changed this format, so it'll be kind of nice. Switching to your academic work, you're an elementary education major. What kinds of things, have you done your block yet or been involved in that?
No, not yet. I'm dreading it. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but that comes in the fall semester. That's when I'll be starting that. And
now, how do you think that'll be, trying to balance that along with?
I know that's going to be a challenge because I hear from everyone that's an elementary ed major or an ed major, right. That it's just tons of work all the time, work due every day. Right. So I'm not exactly looking forward to it, but I know I have to do it. So
now, as part of the women's basketball team, we do a lot of community service. We've done the reading program down at the Center Street School. You're involved in that. As a team and for yourself, what does it mean to do those kinds of things in the community?
Well, it's really interesting going to Center Street School. We haven't really had the chance to do it this year, but as soon as basketball is over with, we're going to try and get back into that. But it's just really awesome going out and seeing who actually lives in Oneonta besides the college students, and that there is life outside of college in Oneonta.
A lot of those students, the elementary kids, they come to your games and they put a face with a name, and they're all excited when they come to see you play. What does that mean to you? Kind of be like a role model.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great feeling. Like your son Gunnar, every time I see him, I just get so excited because he's just so adorable, and I love kids. Obviously, I want to be a teacher. Right,
and I know, and because Gunnar does get excited to see you. They always talk about it, and I think that's such a positive thing to have with our athletic teams, and all of our teams are involved in so much community service. So I know that it's well done, and you guys do a great job with that. So anything else to add as we go forward? You're just looking forward. We hope we're playing in March.
Yep. Well, I know we'll be playing in March.
Okay, that's good. Awesome. Well, we certainly want to thank you for coming by today and sharing some thoughts on the season. And as we go forward, we certainly wish you good luck.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank Mary Kate for coming by today. And to join me after the break will be senior captain Sarah Christie.
Is there anyone that hasn't been touched by this disease? It seems everybody knows somebody that's battling cancer. Funding for research gives people hope. The fund is important to create as much money as we can for research to try to extend people's lives and perhaps even find a cure.
Support the V Foundation and the K Yao Fund by donating at 1-800-4-JIMMY-V or jimmyv.org.
Welcome back. Joining me now in studio is our senior captain of the women's basketball team, Sarah Christie. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Sarah. I'm a senior on the women's basketball team. I'm a childhood education major, and I'm actually student teaching right now.
And you grew up in?
Oxford, New York.
Which is kind of local, as we would consider it.
Yeah, very local.
Student teaching, let's talk about that first before we talk basketball, because I know you're down in Center Street where my two boys are.
Yep.
How's that going so far?
It's going really well. My cooperating teacher, Mrs. Andrew, is fantastic. The kids are great, and Principal John Cook, he's wonderful too. So it's a great experience right now.
Yeah, that school, you know, when we moved into the town, we didn't know anything about what school districts or whatever to move into, but we found that Center Street is well run, as you say. John Cook, I mean, he's a graduate of Oneonta, graduated from our health and phys ed program with his major, and he's done a great job down there. The kids, well-run school, they're all pretty disciplined. And
yeah, they are, and it's got that small school vibe, which I like. It reminds me of back at home, you know, just that small school atmosphere that I always loved. So
you're hoping that experience, I mean, you've got a hold till June, right? I mean, do you go till the end of June or just till graduation?
Just till graduation.
Oh, okay, yep. So you're certainly got another 14, 15 weeks of it, and you're hoping that'll turn out to be a great experience for you?
Yeah, I'm sure it will. It's been great so far.
Now, is elementary, what grades do you want to be involved in when you're?
I'll be certified 1 through 6.
Okay, so that you're going to hopefully, that'll be where you hopefully end up.
Yeah,
okay. So. Well, let's transition now into basketball. We're having a great season. We're 8-1 in the SUNY. We had Mary Kate on earlier talking a little bit about the team and the mood of how things are going so far, and being a senior, the only senior on our team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it's been for you to try and be a leader on the team?
It's been great. I mean, this year we have 6 or 7 brand new girls to the team, so obviously at the beginning it was kind of a transition period where we're all just trying to figure out each other, you know what I mean? But I think we're at that point right now where our team chemistry is awesome. It's great right now, and I think that's why we're stepping out on the court and we're able to be successful right now, because we're all just gelling really, really well.
Now, the four in particular, the 4 freshmen that we have on our team this year, you know, Mary Kay said they've been doing a great job. They're working hard. They're fitting in. As a senior, how's it been for you to kind of help them along and kind of get to know the ways of how it goes?
No, it's been great. You know, we're only going to be as successful as, you know, they're going to be, because they're such a crucial part of the team, whether they play or not. So yeah, you know, I always try. I try to lead by example in and out, you know, off and on the court, and I always try to make sure that if there's a problem, I address it. You know what I mean? Or if they have concerns, or you know, just whatever we have to do to be successful. That's what I try to do.
Well, that's certainly when you say lead by example. Just to let some people know some of your credentials: all SUNY player, SUNY Commissioners list, all academic team, the Chancellor's Award winner for the conference 2 years in a row, Chi Alpha Sigma, that kind of stuff. I mean, academically and as an athlete, you sort of fit it together well here at Oneonta. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about how you've approached that since your freshman year and why it's worked out so well?
Yeah, well, I've always had a really hard work ethic. My parents kind of instilled that in me from a young age. So when I came here, I knew I really wanted to succeed in the classroom, and one rule that I always follow is I would never leave campus or leave the library until I have all my work done. So because I stress out about it. If I don't have something done, I'm freaking out. So I've always tried to follow that, and it's worked so far, because I always get what I need to get done, and I try to do a really good job at anything that I do. So
the balance for you is worked out well. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the highlights of being a student athlete here and what it's meant for you to be a member of our women's basketball program for 4 years?
Yeah, this experience here, it's been wonderful for me. Just the professors, the coaching staff here, the athletic department, it's just an overall great experience. I mean, they care about you so much, everybody in every department always asks how school's going and how basketball is going. So, yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Now, so you're a recognizable name, face on campus then.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not so good, maybe not. Which is great. I think it's great that our athletes are doing well. We have so many outstanding student athletes and we do have a great following from our faculty and staff. They do come to games, and I think when the students are, athletes are in their classes, they do want to know how they're doing, you know, at soccer or basketball or baseball or whatever sport they're participating in. So I think that, to compliment the student athletes and yourself, you've done a great job in doing that for our department. So we want to thank you for that. As we move ahead forward, we got 9 games left in the regular season.
Yeah.
It's always kind of the grind, the dog days. You just want to finish up and get to the postseason. What are the expectations, or what kinds of things are you looking for?
Well, our goal is to win SUNY this year. I mean, no question, that's what we want to do, and we know we can. We had a tough loss last night to Cortland, but we're just trying to get better so that at the end of the season, we're at our peak. We're playing our best ball. So, we just got to work hard in practice today. It's going to be a tough practice after a loss last night, but that's what you got to do to be successful. And I think everybody on the team kind of understands where we want to go and where we want to be at the end of the season. So
that's good.
Looks promising.
Now, being a point guard, kind of the coach on the floor. Now you were recruited by our previous coach, and we, now we have Daphne. What kind of a switch was that for you?
It was the best thing that ever happened, looking back on it now. She's a phenomenal coach. I have a great relationship with her. On the court, she's that person that I need, and she's always there. And off the court, too. I mean, it's been a great transition. It was scary at first, coming my sophomore year and not really knowing who my coach was going to be, but it was a good switch for me, I think, anyway. So.
Now, as the lone senior out on the floor, I mean, the person that has the ball in their hand 90% of the time, and actually currently leading NCAA Division III in assist-to-turnover ratio, which is pretty amazing, which close to 3 per game, which is a pretty big expand. So congratulations for that so far, and hopefully we can, you'll be the leader at the end of the year. Do you feel pressure to always be doing the right thing, making the right pass?
I still get butterflies in my stomach before every game, I'm not going to lie, but I think I don't feel overwhelmed with the pressure. I take it and run with it. You know what I mean? I love competition. I love competing every night. So that pressure, it's a good pressure because it pushes me to really go out there and work hard. Right.
Now, and Coach Thompson, I mean, does she know when to kind of pressure you and when to lay off? I mean,
she knows what to say and when she needs to say it, and I'm comfortable with her. If I need to hear it, then you tell. If I'm doing something wrong, I want to know what I'm doing wrong, and sometimes I need somebody to get in my face and kind of wake me up a little bit, and I need that, and she knows when I need that, but at the same time, she knows when I need to know, hey, everything's going to be okay in this situation, and she always brings me back to that calm state, which I try to. Be composed on the court when I'm playing, especially because I'm the point guard. You know what I mean? All eyes are on me when I'm bringing the ball up. So.
Right. And you know that the rest of the team is kind of looking for you to, what are we doing? What's going on? Kind of thing. So, and of course now our assistant coaches have been here your entire 4 years. Tom Moriarty and Norm Kaufman, both very successful high school coaches, and even Tom was over at Hartwick as a men's coach for quite a few years. Has that been, great to work with them, knowing that they were kind of a consistent?
Oh, yeah.
In the program?
Mort and Norm are phenomenal. I mean, they work so hard. You don't really see what they do outside of the games, but they work so hard, and they're so knowledgeable, at the game. It's a lot of fun working with them because, Norm can always bring in those old stories, or he'll just say the right thing at the right time. When you need, when you need an inspirational quote, he's always there ready to tell you something. And Mort is just so intelligent when it comes to the game of basketball that he can draw something up in a second, or I work with him a lot because he runs the runs a lot of the offense, so a lot of what's going out on the court is communication between Mort and I, so I have a really good relationship with him, and they're just great to work with.
So your cumulative 4-year experience, what thing would you really like to say about Oneonta for someone that might be watching that might be a prospective student athlete?
This is a great school to come to. I've gotten a great education, and my athletic experience has been, phenomenal too. So I would recommend anybody to come to SUNY Oneonta.
3 20-win seasons and hopefully a 4th one this year, right?
Hopefully. Here we go.
And playing in March in the NCAAs. We hope so.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly want to thank you for coming by, and we wish you good luck the last month and beyond. So I'd like to thank Sarah Christie again for coming by today, and I'd like to thank all of the men's and women's basketball players that joined me on tonight's show. And we'd like to have you join us again next week. So have a great week, and we'll see you next week.